We are live. This is the NBA Rundown. The channel is Nuke the House. The website is nukethehouse.com. And the NBA playoffs are here. Tyler, zigzag in full effect last night. Let's talk about what we saw. Because I should have put it on the sheet. I should have had more conviction. I like Detroit. I'll admit it, I was surprised. I just thought it was going to be a close game. Now, we talked about that 21-0 run. Take that out. Detroit has kicked New York's ass in this series. They head back to Detroit. They stole home court. You're a Knicks fan. Are you concerned about Cade Cunningham and the Fighting Detroit Pistons?
I mean, if the refs are going to be on their side like they were, then yeah. I mean, he gets every ticky-tack foul call, and Brunson can't get a call. I mean, Brunson looked like he was in a UFC main event on Saturday, and he got the hell beat out of him. Swollen face, and the dude still can't get a whistle. Cade gets blown on, and he gets every whistle. So it is what it is. Detroit still tried to blow the game in the end. Mikal Bridges stinks. That was a waste of 5 first-round picks. Like, why is that guy shooting
how
the
do you
ball?
get 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges and 1 for Luka Doncic? Unbelievable.
Shot, what was that, 5 straight at the end of the game and basically lost them the game? Like, somebody else has got to be shooting the ball. He is not a scorer. Yeah. OG is better off taking those shots. So they sacrificed a lot for defense. They legit built that team to try and beat Boston. Mm-hmm. Maybe they survive this series, but like I really don't think they could beat Boston. Do you?
No. Yeah. And, okay, I got a lot to say about this series. Go ahead, keep going, and then I'll jump in with mine.
No, that was pretty much it for me. Was just that question because that's where I think they peak at is next round if they can survive Detroit.
Yeah, I don't think they can, and I don't know if they can survive. And let me tell you why. And say one more thing real quick. I gotta let my cat out.
Cat, excuse my language, but cat fucking sucks.
Bro, how overrated is he? My cat is better than Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, give me that cat in the background over Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, Penco, get in here. We're talking about cats. Hey, number one, I know we consider Detroit this young up-and-coming team. Ivy's not playing, so other than Cunningham and Duren, who's really young on this squad? Hardaway's been in the playoffs. Beasley's been in the play. Thompson, good point. Well, I'm just saying they have a lot of contributors. Schrader, he's played in a lot of playoff games.
My biggest worry about them though was like outside of Cade, like you even seen it last night when all else fails and Cade can't get a bucket, like they're kind of just looking around at each other. Like Dennis has got to fling up a shot. Malik Beasley's got to try and get off a screen and get an open shot. Duren can't create for himself. Thompson really isn't a scorer.
They're not a championship team, but I think they can beat the Knicks.
No, but my thing about the series is like they almost blew that game last night, and it legit came down to Dennis Schroeder hitting a 3 that he more than likely misses more times than not, and Mikal Bridges shooting 4 times in a row and missing all 4. I think New York steals that game if Mikal doesn't shoot them out of it because I think they keep the points closer as the time starts to get off the clock. But, I mean, it is what it is. This series probably goes 6 or 7. If the Knicks lose, you got to blow it up.
Okay. By blow it up, what do you mean?
Cat gone. Get this whole Villanova idea out of the thing. Get Josh Hart out of there. Try and move off of Bridges. I think the only pieces that should stay are Brunson and OG.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so here's what I wonder. Could you get away with just replacing the coach and running it back with those guys?
No, because
so is the problem that these guys can't play offense, or is the problem that Thibodeau is like the Steelers? Great defense, and look at what they're doing on offense. It's so outdated. I wonder if you had a Michael Malone, a Taylor Jenkins, the guy that just plays more modern basketball in there, could they? Because it seems like a talented squad. They should be better than they are. And you know me, I hate firing the coach. I'm so mad at my friends who believe that Mike Brown should be fired because he shouldn't have. Taylor Jenkins shouldn't have been fired. Mike Malone shouldn't have been fired. But I think it's time to move on from Thibodeau. What do you think?
I agree to a point, but then I disagree at the same time. Like,
okay,
I just don't think that this group of guys is built. Like, if you put this group together on, say, just a video game, 2K, and you simulated the next 10 seasons, I don't think they ever have a chance of winning it. They're just not built to win. Cat is not your second option that's going to lead you over the top. Do you really trust OG and Mikel's offensive game when they're probably going to have to guard the best players on the opposite side? Josh Hart's on the floor, and he really doesn't even like to score. Like, they're going to force the ball to him in these later games in the playoffs, and they really don't have a bench. So I don't think that the coaching change is exactly all that's needed. They need some changes on this roster. Having DiVincenzo off the bench was the best thing they had last year.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll disagree there, but boy, do we have a lineup for that one yet, Tyler? I'm curious.
There is. Hold on, I was looking at it.
Was it Pistons -2? That's what I'm guessing. I haven't looked yet.
Knicks -1.
No way.
Yep.
Who do you like there?
I like the Knicks.
I like the Pistons.
I think.
If that whistle was like that in Madison Square Garden, what do you think the Cade whistle is going to be like in Detroit?
I think the whistle's going the other way next game. I don't think home court matters. With the way they were bitching in the post game about that, they always bounce back the whistle after they have complained. So the whistle's going in New York's favor in this game, in my opinion.
Okay. The second game we saw last night, Tyler.
Hold on, just another thing to touch on. Where's that? Let me see if I can pull up bench points. Because I know Detroit crushed the Knicks in bench points. Schroeder had 20.
Which is crazy on the road.
Beasley had 9. And then Reed had 6. So they put up 35 off the bench. The Knicks had 8 bench points, all coming from Miles McBride. Where's your production off the bench when your guys are Miles McBride, Landry Shamet, Campaign, and Mitchell Robinson? There isn't any. So they need another piece off that bench for the Knicks, but that's all I got.
Okay. Well, we will disagree, but we will discuss that again, not tomorrow, but Thursday is when that will take place in Detroit. Series is tied, and we'll have some more time to think up some arguments, Tyler, because I don't know if I'm going to bet it yet, but as of right now, I don't know. I guess it is just pick the winner.
Also,
I don't know. Man. The other thing is, I don't think Brunson's 100%. I don't think he's the same guy he was last year in the playoffs.
No, but Cat went 5 for 11 in that game. He scored all 10 of his points in the first quarter, and then he did nothing the rest of the game.
Yeah,
so
what's up with that?
You got to think he bounces back. OG shot 4 for 10. It didn't hit a 3, scored 10 after his big game in game 1. I know the role players play better at home, but I think New York bounces back in game 3.
Man, you might be right about that.
Are you getting 20 out of Schroeder again? Probably not.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
That's what the guy does. He's a scorer.
I don't think he's a 20-point per game scorer. So Dennis Schroeder, we're talking about spread.
On this roster, he might be because, like you said, what are the other options? Hardaway's great, but he's not creating his shot.
He only took 10 shots.
Easily. Yeah. That's Schroeder for you. All right. The second game, Tyler, I won my bet, so I split last night on that. Should have been 2-1. I should have taken the Pistons too. Why am I betting that game though? Tell me that couldn't have gone either way. Those games are just coin flips. I went on the Clippers.
These are the best games to watch. These are
they're the best. But I'm just saying when this comes up again, and I think it will be Thursday again, right? Well, Clippers are laying 5. Never mind. Yeah. I might have to take Denver. Are you surprised that line is so high?
It seems pretty high, but it seems like MPJ is not going to play.
So?
Where else are those minutes going to go?
Where did
you can't just evaporate these minutes into space.
Russ. They went to Russ.
Yeah, are you sure that's going to work out?
No.
Exactly. And MPJ played a big part in that game.
Yeah, he had 15 rebounds in game 2. Fathead making a good point. It's a great ARP series and great ARP games.
Yeah.
So, anyways, credit to the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard was awesome. But like I said, to win that bet, can't necessarily victory lap it. I think that one could have easily gone either way. For example, if you bet Detroit Pistons last night, pat yourself on the back. That was just a great call. It was a great call. You saw something, you ran numbers, whatever you did, you get credit for that. I think in both games, game 1 and game 2, could have gone either way, and it's just like winning a coin flip. And congrats, and hey, the money spends the same. So that's always good. But boy, it's really the only thing that would shock me, Tyler, is if this series didn't go 7. Don't you see these teams just trading the whole way?
I mean, I could see that, but like slight bit of variance. Like, would it surprise you if the Clippers got the 2 at home? I mean, they're up 3-1 coming back to Denver. Not really.
It actually kind of would.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if we're coming back to Denver and Denver's up 3-1. These games are going to be separated by like 1 to 2 plays. So slight bit of variance.
Oh, do you have that tweet you sent me? Can you read that off to everybody?
Yeah, here, give me 1 second. I'll pull that up.
While you do that, I'm going to give my final thoughts.
Yeah, like you're gonna tell me it wouldn't surprise you with the way these numbers are. It's total points 215 to 214. Turnovers are exact at 31-31. In games where the stars on either side have had 7 turnovers, there's 1 on each side. So 1 to 2 plays in this series is 2-0 either way.
All right. Well, right now,
if MPJ didn't lay on the ground like he got shot when he fell on, I know he messed up his shoulder. But if he would have just got up and just chased the guy around, they hit a 3 on that possession. They lost the game by 3.
Yeah.
There's your 1 play from game 2.
That's why I said I'm not victory lapping it. I'm glad I won. It was nice. Especially after a terrible call on that over. I know we don't want to go back to it too much, but can you believe how bad both teams shot, but especially the Knicks? I mean, I guess if I'm making my argument for you on game 3, but they can't shoot that bad again. I don't care if they're not at home.
No, they can't, but like you talk about it, Knicks offense outdated. They kind of just pray to God Brunson gets foul calls and a couple of these guys hit some threes.
But at the same time, when I was watching in the first quarter, it didn't look like they were bad looks. Sometimes like Trey will just dribble down and have a hand in his face and just jack it up from like 5 feet behind the 3-point line. And I'm watching, and I'm an old guy, but I think most people agree that's a bad shot. You force it, it's not. I didn't feel like that on most of the Knicks shots.
Yeah, but
they're like wide open, and they're just missing.
It's a lot of defenders taking these 3-point shots. These aren't offensive guys.
Yeah,
they'll have spots where they hit 4 to 5 threes, but these guys aren't 40% 3-point shooter spread. Like, they're not the greatest shooters. And Detroit's not the best offense either. Detroit's going to win the low-scoring games more than likely. New York's going to score the high-scoring games or win the high-scoring games.
Do we
Good
just
luck trying to figure out what
parlay and then Pistons under parlay?
Yeah, good. I wouldn't even waste my time trying to figure out if they're going to go high-scoring or low-scoring. Because it feels like a complete guess. So I'm not touching totals in that series.
Well, I'm just saying that'd be a fun way to just bet both sides, right? If you bet Knicks and over 100 to win 260, and you bet Pistons and under 100 to win 260. And anyways, maybe that's not the best idea. Let's talk about tonight's games. The Milwaukee Bucks taking money, Tyler. The zigzag was in effect last night. I have Bucks to win the series at plus 170. Now they're down to plus 4. Do we zigzag again tonight? I mean, I don't know what to do with this one. What do you think?
What do you think Dame gets here? 30 minutes?
No. 22. Top.
He's not really coming back. He's coming back from blood clots. Like I don't know how much he can condition when he has that, but there's no physical injury there. So,
yeah, but I don't think he could condition at all.
I mean, I'm going to look.
I know he just started back practice, and I know one thing from the blood clots is you can't do any contact at all. Now, can't imagine you'd be running too much, but I assume that he was doing some running. So some of the wind would be there, but they say that in every sport, right? I mean, it's not just basketball that you can't really prepare for, right? UFC, right? They say you can hit the heavy bag all you want, but it doesn't really prepare you for a fight. You got to get in there and do it.
Yeah.
Pacers won 16 of their last 20 games. They've won 14 of their last 16 at home. They are taking money. Let me grab some more trends for this game here tonight. Tyler, let me refresh this. These are yesterday's. All right, Milwaukee 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. However, we know that one was game 1. Total's gone over. 9 of Milwaukee's last 12. Milwaukee 4-1, same thing in their last 5 against Indiana, but that one was the most recent. Total's gone over 14 of the last 20 times they played. This game easily went over last time, but we know the total zigzagged as well as the results. Fathead made a good point. Maybe Kuzma will bounce back after everyone's been making fun of him. So I don't know, man. I like the Pacers, but I definitely waited too long. I mean, this was plus 5.5, I think, when I wrote it up yesterday morning. What do you think?
I like the bounce back spot for the Bucks.
Yeah. Do we still take it at plus 4 though, or should we wait and try and get it live back to the other number? Or do you think?
I mean, you could wait. I mean, I think they win the game. I think Dame coming back is going to spark a little bit in the offense. For what he's out there, I think he's going to hit his threes. So over 2.5, don't mind that.
And the Bucks have been a good 3-point shooting team all year, and they shot very poorly.
We talked about it. The last breakdown, like the Bucks starters, I believe, scored 14 points, other than Giannis. Like you had 2 guys that didn't score a single point.
Yeah,
you got to think they bounce back. And Indiana is just a front running team. Like once they get down, they really can't fight back. I like the Bucks here. Like, I think they bounce back. I also hate Indiana, so I'm kind of biased here.
Bro, you're not the only one. Did you see your guy?
Halliburton's got to be like the most unliked player in the league.
He is. He just got voted the most overrated player in the league by his fellow players.
Like, who even likes him?
It's weird. He was a really likable guy in Sacramento. It's weird how his teammates don't like him. I like him because he's a WWE fan. All right, Tyler, do we want to make that plus 4 official?
All right, it's completely up to you, spread.
If I just put it up to you, what would you say?
I think they win the game, so of course I'm going to like plus 4.
Should we just do plus 152? Or split it?
I mean, I'll probably just bet the money line. I'm not getting complicated with this league. I'm strictly doing one bet.
What about, I mean, isn't this performance double, or do you even get that much? Like Giannis 30 plus and Bucks win?
Here, I'll go look.
Why don't you look that up, and then I'm going to set up the next game, which I'll be honest, I'm not too excited about handicapping.
There's a Giannis double-double and win it plus 170.
Don't do that. That only gives you 18 cents.
And if you do the 30 plus and win, you get a plus 202.
I don't know.
Stick to the money line.
I do not. Yeah. I don't think that's worth enough, do you?
No.
I mean, wouldn't you hate to see like 29, 18, and 11?
Yeah, I mean, it could easily happen.
Win, so. Right? Yeah. Fathead's with you. He says take the money line. Jonathan Nelson, we're not to that game yet, but I think you're right. The referees are going to show up big tonight. The Memphis Grizzlies are plus 14.5. Tyler, I'm all on zigzag, and you can find a million trends coming off these huge losses, how they always bounce back and at least cover, show some pride, this and that. First of all, I'm probably not betting this game unless you just make an impassioned plea and it just tugs at my heartstrings and I have to do it. But if I did, I'm betting Oklahoma City, dude. I don't care. They're like 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 against Memphis. 4 of those happened this regular season. I think they won all but more of them did by 12 or 13 points in each one. This is just the worst matchup for the Grizzlies. It reminds me of when the Warriors were at their peak, and the Blazers were just this little budget version of them, right? You had Dame and CJ instead of Steph and Clay. You know, I can't even remember who their forward was, but nowhere near as good as Draymond. I just think it's like the budget version of the same team, right? You have this dynamic point guard, a defense first team, everybody stepping up, playing their roles, doing this and that. You know, Jaren Jackson's the budget chat, right? You got Desmond Baines, your budget Lou Dort. I mean, I would take the Thunder. Jonathan Nelson. I mean, I got a feeling Grizzlies hang around tonight. I mean, this is betting 101, right? This is usually like, and we talk about in the NFL too, right? You usually want to back the teams coming off the blowout. I just can't do it here. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I just don't see how Memphis is able to score here. It's just, like you said, it's a terrible matchup. They're just going to put Dort on Jaw, and it's going to force Bane to try and do anything, and he doesn't have the best matchup either. They have the advantage on the inside. They could also pull Edey outside if they want to. I like this. They talked about in the chat the Thunder's team total over 60 in the first half. I don't mind that, but I'd rather just take the Grizzlies under 51.5 in the first half. They scored 36 points on Sunday in the first half spread. We know
they only scored 80 total, so they only had 44 in the second.
Yeah, so we know OKC can lock down on defense. They have the better bench. They're going to have everything covered. I like.
You just have to wonder. They got to do better than 6 of 34 from behind the arc, right?
Probably, but what if OKC's just running them off the 3-point line, contesting every shot? I'm with you, though. I mean, I think if you just go back to the spread and the total, just give me OKC. Like, I think they win it by 20. I think this could be, what was it, the series a few years ago, Bucks-Pistons, where the Bucks won every game by like a margin of like 30.
Like 20, and they were laying like 19, and they were still covering. Yeah.
Yeah, this is that all over again.
Just more reasons why, and I already said it, but I'll reinforce it. Just I want people to hear these numbers before you run and bet Memphis. So Sunday, 131 to 80. Regular season, 130 to 106. SGA had 35. 125 to 112. Oh, they would have covered. SGA had 32. 120 to 103. SGA had 41. And 125 to 104. SGA had 37. They've covered this number already 4 of the 5 times they played. Thunder or pass. Thunder or pass.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play it because, I mean, Jonathan Nelson's right. They should bounce back.
I think, honestly, like if they hang around, they're just going to hang around for like a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half, and then the doors are coming off. Like, would it surprise you if they go into halftime and OKC's only up like 4, and then they win the game by 20?
Maybe if you play first half. What I'm going to look that up right now.
You get a 9.5 on the first half. I think that's more realistic. Where it's like, oh, Memphis
it's down to 8.5 offshore because I think that's a better way to look at it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Memphis has some fight in them. They kept it within double digits in the first half, and somehow they still lost the game by 25.
Yeah.
Also, you got to think SGA bounces back 4 for 13, 1 for 7 from 3, only 15 points. We're talking about a guy that was just like a walking 30 points every game.
Yeah. And they won by 51 with him playing that poorly.
Yeah.
Imagine Milwaukee or Denver, if their star put up that stat line.
Imagine how bad the Lakers would have got blown out if Luka didn't score 37 in that game against Minnesota, and they still got blown out.
Yeah.
So that shows you how good OKC is.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move to that Lakers game, Tyler. Bro, I hate this. I hate this game. I think it's just fitting, Tyler, that it was just WrestleMania weekend because we're going to get some sports entertainment tonight. I think every Timberwolves is going to be in foul trouble with like 6 minutes to go in the first. Ant, head to the bench. Rudy, head to the bench. McDaniels, head to the bench. Lakers are pass. Lakers are pass here. Now, is 5.5 too much? Maybe. But I don't know. I'll root for the Timberwolves with all my heart, Jonathan Nelson. All my heart. Rooting for the evil that's the Los Angeles Lakers to be purged from my television screen. However, with my money, I think the Lakers are the right side. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, you have to take the Lakers here. I mean, the regression has to come from a team that shot 50% from the field, 50% from three, and 80% from the free throw line. I mean, Julius Randle went 4 for 6 from three. Jaden McDaniels went 3 for 3, and Naz Reid went 6 for 9.
Yeah.
You just can't, like, don't get me wrong. Those guys could have hit their shots. I just don't think they hit him at that clip again. Dante DiVincenzo is another one.
And I don't think they're going to be able to because they're going to be on the bench. I think.
Yeah,
did we get the rep assignment yet? Is Scott Foster on here?
I would pull up RotoWire, but I'm not going to be able to talk on the show for the next 10 minutes.
That's fine. I've just pulled it up right now.
But yeah, I think that
James Capers, Ben Taylor, and Justin Van Dyne. Is Foster out here tonight?
I think you get a bet. Well, I mean, Luka played great in the game. I think Braun plays a little better. Austin Reeves will step it up, and these role players will just play better. So I think the Lakers win here. Go back to Minnesota, tied 1-1.
I wouldn't bet a LeBron triple-double tonight.
I wouldn't.
I think it's a bad matchup for him. I think it's a great matchup for Luka. I think they go back to Luka.
I mean, a Luka triple-double 7-1.
Yeah, I like that a lot better.
The only worry
is this game's going to suck tonight, Tyler. I'm not even going to watch it. Bro, I thought WrestleMania was bad. This is going to be even worse. You know, I've had enough of predetermined events for the weekend. But like I said, even though it's, you know, you still make money off it. What do you think if you want to play it safe and just taking the Lakers first half?
I mean, you can go that route, but I mean, I think they win the game.
All right.
Unless you think this is Phoenix from last year all over again, where Minnesota is just going to look at these spreads and the spread's not going to matter and they're just going to sweep them. And everyone in the end.
I mean, it might. Wow. I mean, they all know that 1-1 against Los Angeles isn't good. You know, I think Minnesota's going to give some good effort tonight. I just don't think it's going to be a fair game.
Yeah, I mean, Ant just got fined $50K also today, so.
Yeah. What to do?
Yeah, I mean, $5 to them kind of guys.
Yeah. So, all right, Tyler. Tomorrow we have 3 games on the slate again. We'll have the Magic and the Celtics, the Heat and the Cavs, and the Warriors and the Rockets. Dude, can you believe the Rockets taking so much money?
No, I mean, they played pretty good in game 1. Just couldn't hit shots.
Yeah, but like you talked about with New York, like they're just a bunch of defenders. They're not 3-point shooters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say they're going to win, but we'll break that game down tomorrow.
It's not the only reason I bring these numbers up right now, Tyler, is I just want to know if there's anything we should bet right now because it's going to move. Like, for example, we brought up Milwaukee yesterday. Probably should have bet it then. Had a better price. I mean, is there anything that you love on here that you think is going to move? 10.5 for the Magic Celtics. They priced me out of the Magic. I mean, I don't understand how that game opened 13.5, closed at 12, and now it's down to 10.5.
Because Tatum isn't going to play.
He's not going to play at all?
He's doubtful.
I'm laying it with the Celtics. That's just free money. You're just getting free points. Does it matter against the Magic?
Probably not.
I don't think it does. Cavs and Heat. I would love for the Heat to be able to really put them to the test, but they can't. I guess if you like the Cavs, bet it now. If you like the Celtics, I think you wait. They'll probably take more money, right? Probably the number will keep going down. If it goes below 10, I'm betting it for sure. And Rockets Warriors right now, I don't know, man. I think plus 3.5 is too much. I would take the Warriors on that one. But we'll talk about it more tomorrow. Best bet for tonight, please.
Bucks money line.
All right, you're on the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks as well. That's our place. We'll be back tomorrow. Does 4 Eastern work for you tomorrow, Tyler? Or do you need to push it back?
We shall be here at 4.
All right, great. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Good to see you, Jonathan Nelson. Enjoy WrestleMania NBA version tonight. Hopefully Paul Heyman doesn't betray you. Bro, did you see Paul Heyman on Pat McAfee?
Yeah.
Talking
I didn't watch it, but I seen he was on there.
Did you see what he was saying to him?
No, I didn't watch it.
Where he was like, why were you out WrestleMania getting high and talking shit? I'll send it to you. I'm not even going to do it right. It's really funny, though. All right, buddy. I will see you tomorrow. We're on Milwaukee tonight. Nuke the house.
Let's do it.